Hey friends, welcome to week 1 of our 4 Agreements book club. I'm Katina Lee, and I'm going to say something first that I'll say every week. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You don't have to agree with everything in the book to get something powerful from it or to see some really eye-opening things. So just stay open. Today we're starting with the introduction and chapter 1. The domestication and the dream of the planet. We haven't even gotten to the first agreement yet, and that's because Ruiz wants us to understand the world we're living in before we try and change it. So this chapter is about how we became who we are and how most of what we believe isn't actually even ours. Ruiz says that we're born into what he calls the dream of the planet. It's not literal. It's a metaphor for how the reality that we live, it's created by the people around us. We're born into a society that already has beliefs, rules, and expectations about what's right and wrong, what makes someone good or bad, what love should look like, what success means, and even what kind of person that we should become. We don't question it. We can't. We're too young, too dependent. So instead, we absorb it. Ruiz calls this process domestication. It's just like the way that we train animals. That's the same way that we're trained. We learn how to behave in society, what to believe, what not to believe, what's good, what's bad. And it starts in childhood. We're rewarded when we do something good. We're punished emotionally, physically, spiritually when we do something bad. So we learn to please. We learn to perform. We adapt. We start asking the questions, am I being good? Did I disappoint them? What do I need to do to be accepted? Eventually, we don't need anyone else to discipline us because we do it ourselves. We learn to judge ourselves, punish ourselves, and reward ourselves based on the same system that we were taught when we were children and when we didn't even have a choice. One of the hardest lines in this chapter is that humans are the only animals on the earth that punish themselves for the same mistake thousands of times. We mess up once and we relive it forever. We say the wrong thing, we replay it 100 times. We let someone down, we carry it for years. No one else has to punish us. We've internalized the system so well that we do it automatically. This is where guilt, shame, and low self-worth come from. It's not natural. It's taught. It's inherited. When I read that line for the first time, I thought about how many times I've punished myself long after a mistake was over. How many times I've judged myself more harshly than anyone else ever did. How often I've accepted those judgments as if they were facts. The hardest part, I realized I was still trying to live by rules that I never actually agreed to begin with. Rules that made me feel like I had to earn love. Rules that made me silence myself to be accepted. Rules that said you're only worthy when you're doing everything right. I didn't write those rules, but I was still living them because someone else did. Someone else gave them to me and they became my standard. I didn't ask for them. I didn't agree to them, but I was living it. Ruiz says the real issue is that we're living by a dream that isn't ours, and most of us don't even realize it. We think the voice in our head is our own, but it's often a parent, a teacher, a pastor, a partner, a system, and we believe it without question. We search for truth because we only believe in the lies that we've been taught. So this chapter isn't about fixing anything yet. It's about naming it. Naming the system. naming the dream, naming the fact that we're all trying to live up to beliefs and expectations that were inherited, not created. So what this means for us is this chapter gives us permission to ask, what beliefs are mine and what beliefs were handed to me? What do I keep punishing myself for? What voice do I need to stop believing? If you've ever felt like you were failing at life, but you don't know whose standards it is that you're even trying to meet, if you've ever felt stuck in a story that you didn't write, this is where your awakening begins. So if you're journaling along with me, here are some questions. Here are some journal prompts for you to ask. What rules did I learn growing up about being good, worthy, or lovable? What did it take? What did you have to do to be that? What beliefs am I carrying that never felt true for me? What's one moment or mistake that I keep punishing myself for? Who do I hear in my inner critic's voice? And is it time to let that go? This week was about awareness, not shame. We all inherited the dream, but now we get to question it. Next week, we will break down agreement 1, be impeccable with your word, and it's going to make even more sense now that we understand where our inner voice came from. So, if this was powerful for you, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss next week. And if you want to go deeper, you can download the PDF with quotes and journaling space. So in the comments below, I would love for you to tell me one belief or rule that you're ready to at least start questioning. Even if you're not totally ready to give it up, at least be willing to question the rule or the belief. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next Sunday.